Hello my beautiful people, you are welcome back to today's tutorial. Guys, doing I love you all for your support. God bless you all, and please, if you are new to this channel, click on the subscribe button there, and also please turn on your notification bell so that each time I upload a new video you will get notified. So now today's class, I've seen it on the thumbnail how to make that beautiful Agbada Bubu. Is really simple, guys. So what we have on our table, first I want to draft it for a better understanding, especially for beginners. Though it's faster when you work it direct to the fabric, but mine I will draft it on the paper, give detailed explanation before moving over to our fabric. So what you have on our table is our pattern paper. You can see how it's been folded. Normally, this is how we do fold our pattern paper while drafting. But in this case, we won't be folding this way. The reason is this: the front and the back panel are together. Yes, it's being cut together. It's not separate. So there's no shoulder slope. Yes. So let's do it now. Flip it this way. See what you have? It's like this. This is our pattern paper. Let me explain. This is, we flip it this way. But in this case, we placing our pattern paper this way. You see, and place it this way. This is the front panel. This assumed to be the front panel, you can see, while this is the back panel. So you place it this way, facing each other. So when you are done with this, you flip it in to find the middle point. So this is it. So at the moment now, we have both front and back panel together. This is the shoulder. You see what we have? So let's quickly now place our measurements. So the measurements we'll be working with here, we'll be needing our shoulder measurement and the plate. The plate is 3 steps, but the other method is of 2 types. The other method is 2 steps. There's one is using just a step, yes. But this one, we're working with the 3 steps, which the last one is the one we'll be using as our hemming for our sleeve, round sleeve. Yeah. And we'll also be using it our same allowance to join the both front and back together. So now we are going to place our neck width, our neck depth, and our shoulder measurement. So the measurement of each plate, I'll be using 6 inches. Yes, I will explain that. So, and it's 3 plates that we have. I will be placing here. I will do that on fabric, but I just want to explain that here. For the length is 60 inches. But I'll be placing 65 inches. But if you look at the down panel, the hemming allowance there is wide. Yes. So I'll be using 5 inches for that, making 65 inches. We won't be doing our bust measurement. Yes, and our hip up because it's a free wear. So with that plate, the bust, whatever, everything will sit properly. So this is just the neck width, the shoulder, and the pleats, the allowance for that. So if you are making 2 steps pleats, sorry, make sure you calculate and add it. But here, I will advise you, make sure you have up to 60 inches here. When you are done, you can trim out your wanted parts. But for the length, is 60 inches plus 5 inches hemming allowance. So now, let's quickly place our measurement. So the neck width we'll be working with is 3 inches. The shoulder is 16 inches. So the neck width is 3 inches. You see what I did? So the shoulder is 8 inches. So for the back neck depth, I'll be placing just 1 inch. But the front neck depth, I'll be placing 6 inches because it's V. You see what I have? So I will quickly connect it this way to make sure everything matches. That's what I'm doing, guys. You see? I said to add 1 inch. See what we have? The front neck depth. The back is this way. Remember, you won't be cutting the two together. If you do, the back will also be V. So we have to be very careful while cutting. This is the back neck depth. This is just an illustration. So this is it. So for the shoulder, actually I'm not making use of shoulder because we are not fixing sleeves. So let me adjust my camera this way. But why is needed is this: the first pleats will be 2 inches before the shoulder, while the second one is exactly at the shoulder. If you look at that thumbnail very well, the last one is your sleeve. The reason, what I mean is this: when you have placed the first one, excuse me guys, 2 inches, this is my shoulder, 2 inches before the shoulder this way. The next one is this shoulder. You see what you have? So for the sleeve, the last one is down the length of your sleeve. So when you place your tape here to find the length, mine is 11 inches. You see? So you will extend by 11 inches. Then the last one, which because it starts at the hemming, I've said that before. So I'll be using 6 inches. But if you look at that hemming very well, it's wide. Yeah, it's wide hemming. You see? So also I'm using that one as a same allowance. So this is it. So now the first, this is now the shoulder. So I have to know where to place your shoulder. It's very important. The first one is 2 inches before your shoulder, which is this. And the second one is this. So let's quickly cut out the neckline. The neckline, we'll be using our fabric, we're cutting it. I will show you guys how to achieve that, to have that neat finishing. You see what we have? This is it. So you can't cut it this way because remember, it's the front and back that is there. So I will open it this way, guys. You see what we have? I'll open it this way. So I will place this. Now is my neck, the back neckline. This one you're seeing is the front neck depth. So I will take my hand to connect it as well this way for better understanding and show you guys. So guys can see I'm done connecting it. This is how the front neck depth should look like because I'm working the neckline of V shape. So this is the shoulder which we have here. So this is that 2 inches we step in before the shoulder, which is this also the 44th pleats. So I will open it up this way, guys. You see, I'll open it up this way. I will cut out the front neck depth. Excuse me, my table, guys. Sorry about that. So I want to cut it out this way. We decide to work around neck and add slits. You see what we have? So this is the front neck depth, while this is the back neck depth. So now that we are done with this, so we'll pick it this way. Remember, we are just assuming our paper is not up to the length we are working with. Okay? So from these 2 inches before the shoulder, so I remember I said I'm using 6 inches. So I will pick it this way. This is the first. So I will pin it down, but while working on fabric, we give it a very nice press because we'll be stitching it this way. I will show you guys. Let me connect it first. This is it. So let me quickly pin it down now and show you guys. So you can see how it is. I didn't find my office pin. So this is it. So while stitching, we'll be stitching at this line. You can see it. This side should look like this. I should stitch here. Stitch to hold together. We'll explain that while stitching on that. See what you have. This is the first step. So now that we're done with this, so I'll place my tape here. This is our midpoint. Remember, I showed that we're working with 16 inches. So this now, from this point now, which is here, is 8 inches. So remember, I said 2 inches before the shoulder. So the next plate, you know this is not enough. Let's assume we have enough. Let me quickly look for paper. We have enough paper together with this. So I will pick it this way. But at least I should have 3 inches here. Should be up to 3 inches here. So I will pick, let's say I'm working with 3 inches. Pick it this way. See what we have, guys. So the second one now is here, which is our shoulder. So we'll pin it down. But before stitching, we are going to give it a very nice press. You see what we have? This is it. Look at our shoulder line. You see? So this is it. So this is 2 inches for the shoulder. Adjust it this way. We don't have much fabric, but I will do the explanation also while transferring to the fabric. So you see what we have. So the last one now, like what I said before, is the length of your sleeve. I mean the length of your sleeve. I'm working with 11 inches. So I will place it this way. So this last one, I will place my tape. Remember, this is the shoulder. To determine the sleeve length, you see. So what I have here is, it's not up to that, it's just 8 inches. But if let's assume it's up to 11 inches, this is what you should do. You will place it also. This is, let's assume that this is the length of the sleeve I'm working with, guys. You will pick it this way, also 3 inches, like what we did here, which will be stitching this part this way. We'll stitch the second part. So we'll also, let me adjust it for a better view. We'll see, this is the third one. So this assume our sleeve length. You get it, but it's the same length with the full length of our gown. So it's really simple, guys. So now let's quickly now move over to our fabric. So I will transfer it to our fabric for the last step. But this is the first one. You see, this is the second one. The third one will serve as our sleeve length and also our seam allowance, because we'll be flipping it in when we are done to close it up this way. Since this last one I will use as the same allowance. So let's quickly now transfer it to our fabric. So guys, you can see we are over to the floor. You can see. So if you are following me, you will discover that I like do this on the floor. Boo. So for a better view, that is just it. So this is the pattern paper we use. You see what you have here. So it's into fold already, shoulder to shoulder together. Both front and panel is here. So I want us to quickly now trace out our neckline first. So that is why I place it this. You see what I'm doing, guys. The back neckline is just 1 inch. The front neck depth is 8 inches. So the neckline, you could decide to work round neckline, both front and back. I've said that before, but I'll be working with this. So I want us now to quickly now trace it out before we move over to our pleats. So I will cut it this way. See what I'm having. Raise it, the front and the back is just 1 inch. So by the time I finish stitching, I'll be having 1.5 inches. You see what you have. But the front panel, I won't cut it this way to affect the front and back panel. So I will open it up this way. See what I have. Open it this way. See the chalk. Pick it this way. But please, before you do all this, make sure you give it a very nice press. I'll be doing that soon. But first, I just want to create our neckline. So I will flip it this way. See what I'm doing, guys. I've already marked chalk there to find the midpoints. I'll place it this way. See, this is just for to create the front neck depth. You don't cut the front neck depth and the back neck depth together, but it will affect the back neck depth. You see what I'm doing, guys. So I've already marked the chalk. So I will just choose the part to make use of it that I'm making use of as my front panel. See, I've marked chalk here. So I will place it my scissors this way to cut it out this way. You see, we are done. So I'll be cutting my facing this way. But I want to have a neat finish. You could decide to use bias. See, this is fabric I'm using for that. So while doing that, I will just place it exactly this way. I want to quickly just explain on how to achieve this perfect neckline. So we are done now with the neckline. So let's quickly now place it well for a better view. So we're done placing. You can see what we have. This is our pattern paper. So this is the neckline. So remember, I said the first pleat is 2 inches before the shoulder. So from that, you place the shoulder measurement and also add another pleat. But the last one, the one that will serve as our round sleeve here, our sleeve length, and also our hemming allowance. So now let's quickly now place the first one But we are going to give a very nice press. But first, I want us to pick it. See what you have. So this now is the 2 inches. See what you have. This is the first one this way. So I will quickly adjust mine and find my midpoint as well, which is this. This is my midpoint, see? So if I'm not too sure, so I will place my tape here. Sorry guys, see? So I said, you see what we have now? Inches before the shoulder. So remember I said I'll be using 6 inches. So I will pick it this way. The first one, see what I will do? I will pick it both the front and back. You see the first one? And make sure I should have up to 3 inches here. So I will place it this way. So the full length, which is 65 inches, 60 inches with hemming allowance, 5 inches. You see it this way. We'll place it this way. So the second one, see what we have. So I'll be stitching direct from this. By the time I stitch, to fall out this way. It doesn't fall in. It's out this way. See what we have. So let me quickly do it, guys, and show you guys. So guys, can see this is the first one. So we'll be stitching. You see the 2 inches. We'll place our sewing machine. We'll stitch it to down part and to the full length of our gown. So the second step, this is our shoulder measurement, but we are working with this, the 2 inches for the shoulder, because I've already sent 6 inches in now. So I will place my tape. Remember, it's 2 inches before the shoulder. So I will place my tape this way to find my shoulder now. It's 9 inches. Sorry guys, let me place it properly. This is it. So I will pick it as well. This is the second step. You see what I'm doing, guys? So make sure it meets to this my shoulder, 3 inches. So I will place my tape to be sure. I don't have much. I will try to work with 2 inches. Let me quickly adjust it and show you guys. So guys, I'm done adjusting. So I have 2.5 inches. You could try to work with 2 inches, but make sure, remember this is our shoulder. So I will place it this way. You send it in from here. So I want to make sure. So I have 2 inches enough now. So I will pick it this way. So I'll be stitching right direct to this part. So I will place it this way. This is the second. So this is the same thing I will do this side. But I'll be giving it a very nice press. So this is the first one. Don't forget that this is the first one. So let me take my pin. So we will continue. So I'm pinning it down. So I'll be giving it a very nice press before I will move over to my sewing machine. So we are done. You can see I use my pin to pin it down. So I'll be stitching on this part. But before now, I'm going to go to my iron to give it a very nice press to have that straight line stitch. So this is it. So this is for the sleeve. I intended to use 11 inches. But I feel I don't have much fabric. So I'll be placing 8 inches for my shoulder here. See what you have? 8 inches, which is now here, that will serve as the length of our sleeve. So this last pleat, I've said that before, will serve as our hemming for our round sleeve. So I'll be using 2.5 inches as well. So I will place, but this one, I'll be sending it in. I repeat, I will send it in this way. So I'll be trimming out the wanted part, but let me explain this first. I will send it in this way to the full length. Sorry guys. Let me place it properly. This is what I mean. This is the second step. See what we have. So for this last one, I will send it in. So I'll use it as my sleeve. So by the time I will stitch it now, to the full length of my gown, so I will close it up this way. Now it's our shoulder. To place my round sleeve measurement, which I'll be working with there. 10 inches. So this is how it should look like. If you look at the front part, you see that you have taken the form already, see? So this part now will set at the round sleeve, but it will having 2.5 inches. So I will stitch at the rate of 2.5 inches to the 10 inches. So I will flip it in to join on the two sides. So let me quickly pin this side as well, so that I get a very nice press. Then we move over to our sewing machine. So guys, you can see I've used my straight line pin to pin it down. You see, but the best is to iron it down. Yes, we can do that. So I pin it down, so I'll be stitching here. But first, you see, I've done on the other side, so I will stitch it here. So we're going to go to sewing machine. We'll stitch it here, flip it in. But first, we'll stitch this first one. So I want us to quickly create this before we work on our neckline and our sleeve. So now let's quickly go over to our sewing machine. I just use my, see, my straight line pin. See what we have. So let's quickly now move over to our sewing machine and stitch. So guys, we are over to our sewing machine. So you can see I pin it down, but it's better for you to give it a very nice press. So remember I said I'll be using 2.5 inches. I will place my tape this way. Let me adjust it this way. 2.5 inches. You could start to work with 2 inches or 3 inches, but don't go more than that. So it's 2.5 inches. I will stitch 2.5 inches from this down part of my front panel to the back. You remember that together. So I will place it like this, but it's better for you can mark it or give it a very nice place if you can control this. So I place it this way to have that 2.5 inches to make sure I have a straight line stitch. So as I stitch, I remove my pin. So place it properly, make sure everything matches. As you stitch, you remove your pin. So let me quickly now pull out this pin and stitch. See what we have. So I will place it properly again. Make sure everything sits properly. I'm following that 2.5 inches. You see? Naturally, I'm using the matching thread, so it will not be that obvious, but you can see what we have. So I will remove my pin, but I won't remove this. I'm not up to there, that point, so I will stitch as well. See, so I will flip it this way also. Stitch it properly. See. This is just the first step. See what we have. So I will to quickly remove my pin. See, I'll follow it up. See what I have, guys. So I will adjust it as well, because I pin it down. See, so I'll place it. See what we have. So I'll push it this way. This is the second side. So place it properly. See what we have. So make sure as you stitch, you cross check. So be sure that you're on the right track. So this is it. So let me quickly continue. You can see our neckline. So I'll quickly now move to the second plate. So we are done stitching it, but one thing I forgot to tell you guys, excuse me, do your hemming, the down part before doing this. Actually, my length is longer, so I'll be losing it later to rectify it, because just because of the duration of the tutorial, I don't want to be that long. So this is the first one. So the second one, remember, is 2 inches before the shoulder. So for those that will not be able to iron, you give it a very nice spray before doing this. So you place that 2 inches. You see what I did? And remember, it's 2.5 inches. I will pick it through 2.5 inches to pleats. See what I'm doing, guys? To the down part as well. This is what I mean. Let me place it properly. See what I did? I step out. Remember, it's 2 inches before the shoulder. I've marked the 2 inches. You can see the chalk here. And also, another thing you have in mind is the 2.5 inches you are stitching with. So I will follow this line because I'm using a white Dutch, that is a white satin. I won't use chalk, but I'll be able to trace it. But for the beginner, you can use your chalk, your pencil to trace it. But now you can see the 2.5 inches. I step out now because it's the first plate is 2 inches before the shoulder. You see it here. So we want to stitch now for the second plate now. So I will place it properly this way on my machine. See what we have. Place it properly to stitch. See? So this is another 2.5 inches. Let me quickly remove this, my first pin. So place it properly to make sure everything matches. Just follow that 2.5 inches. That 2.5 inches. So this is the down part. See, so I stitch. My thread is finished. So let me change my machine thread. Then we'll move to the third step. Yes. So you can see we are done stitching the second plate. See what we have. Let me adjust it. This is the first one. This is the second one. See what we have. So remember I said the length. I'll be using 8 inches. So this one, now remember this is our shoulder. The shoulder lines where we stitch from. So I will place my tape this way. You see it's 8 inches. Actually, I wanted to use 11 because I don't have much fabric. But what I have, at least I should have up to that 2.5 inches. So let me place it this way. You see why I said it's better you have 60 by 60. Then when you are done, see 2.5 inches. So by the time I place it here, is 10.5 inches. So you see? So now remember, this is our shoulder. The second plate, which is this, is from our shoulder. So now this third plate that I said I will set our round sleeve here. So I will flip it in this way to the wrong side, pin it down. Remember I'm working with 2.5 inches. So I will pin it down. See, and it's English edge, so I'm not folding it now. So I'll place it properly. For this third plate, I'm stitching it on the wrong side. So I will pin it down. Yeah, and move over to the down. It's easier this way. So you see, it's 2.5. I will place it this way. Make sure I mark out 2.5 inches. You see what you have. So I will be stitching here to the full length. This is the front panel to the back panel as well. So I will place it this way. Flip the same thing I will do on the other side. So that's why I'm explaining this. But I will be showing you guys how I'll be stitching on the other parts. To close it, I back stitch. So I will make sure I maintain it. But this is going to serve as our sleeve, round sleeve. So for the sleeve opening, I'll be using 10 inches length. I will show you guys my machine thread. So let me quickly fix it. So we continue our back stitch. to the full length. See, this is it. Make sure you place it properly. So I won't back stitch because I'll be losing the down part. So this is the wrong side. Let me remove my pin. See what we have. So this is it. So for this wrong side, I won't be closing it right now. I just want to explain this. By the time we open it up, guys, you see it. So this, remember, this is our shoulder. Don't forget that where we mark our chalk, you see. So when we want to close it up, we'll just close it this way. This way. See our shoulder. That is why it's very important to give it a very nice press first. But see, I'm getting my to be able to trace my shoulder. You see, so I will place it this way. I said I'll be using 10 inches. You could decide to do with 12 inches, but I'm okay with 10 inches. I will place my tape this way. This is 10 inches. If you're making use of 12 inches, 13 inches is this way. So on this part now, guys, we will just stitch it to close it to the down part. That is just it. It's really simple. So I want to work on my neck area. Then I will show you guys how to achieve it. That is all. So let me now cut out facing on this, our neck, to have that neat neck finishing. You could decide to use your bias. I've said that before. But mine, I'll be using my fabric here as my facing to do that. So let me quickly cut it out. So I've joined my leftover fabric to turn my neckline. So I place it. This is the right side of my fabrics. So I'm just pinning it. I want to pin it round. Then we'll flip it over to the wrong side to stitch before trimming it out. You could decide to cut it out, but I just want you guys to have a better view. Still the same thing. So I pin it this way. I'm pinning my neckline. So let me pin it round and show you guys. So guys, can see I'm done pinning it round. There are other methods to go about this. I'm using this method, so I will stitch it round this way. So then when I'm done, I'll cut here open, then send it in. Then I'll use my hemming gun. So this is this. So let's quickly now stitch now on this is our neckline. So you stitch just by 0.5 inch. Sorry guys. So stitch, back stitch. So as you stitch, you position it properly. Sorry guys, my fabric is long. You see what I'm doing, guys? So place it 0.5 inch round. See what I'm doing, guys? So I'll turn it this way. See? I'm doing this on the wrong side. See my pin round. I'll stitch. I remove my pin so I won't stitch on it. Stitch. So I'll turn it this way. Turn it this way. See what I'm doing, guys? That is why it's good to pin it down if you are working with this method. See? So this is my pin. This pin, I will quickly now remove it. I did this actually on the right side, so I have to quickly now remove this pin. See, so I continue stitching. So So I'll remove this pin as well. Check this side, the right side says I stitch. So this pin, I'll remove it too, see. So remember, this is the V, the neck depth. I will turn it this way. This part actually gather, so I will stitch it properly. It's not strong on this part, so I will stitch it. So I will place the damp part, my facing, properly as well, to make sure I don't stitch on it wrongly, and also on my pleats. On this part, I've not done pleat on this part. So this is it. So I'll take my machine foot down. I continue stitching just by 0.5 inch. See what we have. So I stitch. So flip it this way. Adjust my facing also. Just to tighten this part, that is all. So our back stitch, I'll quickly remove it now. Remove my pins. Cut this part open. Then flip it in. That is all for the neck line. See, so I'm removing my pins first. So this is it. Let me cut it here so you guys can have a view on what I'm talking about. This is just it. We'll notch it round. See the same thing. See what I did. So that is just it. See what we have. So this is the right side. So I will send it in this way. That's what I'm talking about, guys. See? Send it in. Give it a very nice press. This is the right side. See how it is? This is the wrong side. So you see what we have. So my facing is actually much. So I'll be trimming it. See? So, but first I have to notch it. Give it a very nice press. So this is how it should look like when you are done. This is the wrong side. So I will trim it out. That is just it. So any form of my choice, trim it this way. I could decide to use overlocking machine. When I'm done trimming it, just weave it round and just add your aiming gum and give it a very nice press. So you are done. But I will notch it round. So let's now quickly now close this part. So I said I'll be using 10 inches for the sleeve opening. Don't forget, even though do not iron it, see, I can be able to identify my shoulder, see, because of this sharp edge. See what we have. So I will place it this way and look at the chalk that we marked. So I will place it this way. This is my wrong side. Quickly pick my tape. Excuse me, guys. For my shoulder, I repeat, from the shoulder, let me pin it down. So this 10 inches, we decide to use 12 inches, 13 inches. I've said that before. So I've pinned it down because there's not like shoulder slope here. So I've pinned it down. This is my shoulder. So from this my shoulder, I will place 10 inches. I'll be using just 10 inches this way. This serves as my sleeve opening for this part. My round sleeve, see, or let me just use 12 inches. So I will place it this way. So I will stitch from this part. Can you see what I have? To the down part of my bobo, excuse me. So I will place it this way. See, so I will stitch now from these 12 inches. I've decided to use 12 inches as sleeve opening. So I will place it this way. See what you have, just back stitch here. I've done fixing my thread, just back stitch here. See what we have. Just went in by just 0.5 inch, you see, and stitch it to the down part of my bobo. That is all. You could decide to go in if you want to make it a big cover. I want it straight. So connect it this way. See what I'm doing, guys. So I will stitch it. That is all. I will put it on. For the second pleat, I've not done that. So I will do that later. I'll show you guys. So it's very simple, my beautiful people. You can see, is our wrong side. But for the down part, I'll be losing it so that I will do my down hemming before adding this plate. So by the time I give it a very nice press, everything will fit there properly. So this is how it should look like. Let me trim out these ones. I'm meshing thread. It's really stretching me. So this is it. I want to now quickly now remove my pins this way. See? So this part serves as my sleeve opening, which I'll be giving a very nice press later. So for the down part, so this is for the down part. I will loosen it and make sure, excuse me, I do my hemming. Let me even do that right now before adding this my pleats so that it will be easy for me. So guys, can see for the down part, I want to do the hemming first. We're supposed to do the hemming, as I said before our pleats. Yes. So I want to quickly do that so that by the time I'll be working on my second sleeve, that is second pleat, I won't it won't be a stress to me. So this is it. So I want to quickly place my tape also to confirm. Remember I said 2.5 inches. So I will place it. It's 2 inches here. But actually I've sent an half inch in. So place it this way to stitch round. So this is it. I place it now. This is the down part of our first stitch. But please give it a very nice press before doing all this, please. For neat finishing is very important. So this is it. I place it properly and stitch. See what we have. So guys, you can see I'm done hemming the down part. So I will give it a very nice press. You can see how wide this the hemming allowance is. So I've also done this back. So I'll be using this to design my neckline. Say, let me put it aside. So let me quickly work on this back side. The second exactly what we did on the first part and show you guys. So my beautiful people, we are done. You can see This is the first part that we did. See the two steps. So I'm going to give it a very nice press. So this other side, see what we have. The sleeve open, I will tell you guys. I use 13 inches. You could use 10 inches depending how you want it. So it's option, I say. This is the two step as well. Plates. See. So this is the side. See how my side looks like. Let me open this part. You see it? How neat everything it is here. So this is it. For the neckline, I've added my facing. So I'm going to give it a very nice press. Move over to my overlocking machine. Trim out the unwanted part. Move over to my overlocking machine. Weave it round and use my hemi gum and add it to it so that everything will sit properly. As I said before, I'll be using this for my trim for the neck. You also use patch on this down part. So I'll place it this way, round this way to the to meet this part. So it's really simple, guys. So please, if you find this my video interesting, please hit on the like button there. Also, please share my videos. And please, if you are new to this channel, click on the subscribe button there. And also, please turn on your notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you will get notified. I love you all. I remain Chi Living Signature. Bye for now.